I'm holding something that was last touched by a Neolithic fisherman 5,000 years ago. This truly is an ancient landscape. Skara Brae, founded about 3180 BC. This is a replication of the house, but it gives you an idea of how people used to live. The type of foods that they ate, the type of construction that was going on, where their prized and most ritualized objects would have been stored. Each house, like modern day homes, is equipped with a fire pit. You can see here in the reconstructed house how precise the stones were set horizontally to withstand the tests of time. Skara Brae is about 300 metres that way. Although Skara Brae is on the coast today, it was 1 mile from the coast at the edge of a great freshwater lagoon. So this entire line of beach is predictably the home of ancient buildings, just like Skara Brae. Look at this. Here in the sand you can see horizontally laid stones, just as we see in Skara Brae itself. Look at that. You can see a profusion of shells. It's a line of shells. It's almost like a shell midden. The discarded foodstuffs from a Neolithic culture. Lobster shells, bones from fish. And these limpets were primary baits for this fishing culture here at Skara Brae. So if this is indeed a shell midden, I'm holding something that was last touched by a Neolithic fisherman 5,000 years ago. Look. My goodness. Is this a tool? So in this section of beach you can see the bedrock here with about 15 to 20 feet of field mud. And if we just climb up here slightly... Okay. Here. Look at this. Some kind of big animal has burrowed in here. But look at this. Again, you can see identical sized stones to what we see in Skara Brae. And up here, look at this. This is an undiscovered wall, using exactly the same structure as we see at Skara Brae. So I dare say it, folks, there's another building here hidden underneath this sand dune, which might be 5,000 years old. There's Skara Brae. And we find an arrangement of stones, just like what we do at Skara Brae. It's quite remarkable to think that 300 metres along the beach from Skara Brae might have just put my hands on a new Neolithic site that might be 5,000 years old. It's certainly not recorded anywhere by any of the local archaeologists, so we're going to get this thing reported, and fingers crossed we can put my hands on a new ancient site. You heard it here first. Boom. Welcome to ancient Orkney, where we explore one of the oldest and most enigmatic henge monuments in the British Isles, Standing Stones of Stenness. Built between 3100 and 2900 BCE, archaeological digs in the 1970s revealed the monument's original plan. A vast circle of 12 massive stones representing the first of its type ever built. Of the 4 stones still standing today, the tallest reaches nearly 6 meters. That's almost 20 feet high. while its slender frame measures 1 metre wide and 40 centimetres thick, dwarfing those at the neighbouring Neolithic site, Ring of Brodgar. The site features a striking circular enclosure carved into the bedrock, forming a ditch roughly 2.5 metres deep, with an inner diameter of 44 metres and an outer span of 47 metres. Access to the stone circle, unlike all others in Britain, was from the north through an opening in the surrounding earth bank. From the centre of the structure, every night, the celestial North Pole and North Star at the time, Draconis, would be seen revolving above the entrance portal. However, from the perspective of a person entering the enclosure, they walk southwards, aligning with the sun's highest point in the sky at noon every day. These observations suggest the builders determined cardinality by creating a functional prime meridian for timekeeping, which perhaps also served as a symbolic axis mundi for ritual use. At its heart lies something extraordinary. 4 large slabs forming a hearth. This design mirrors hearths found in nearby Neolithic settlements like Skara Brae and Barnhouse settlement. Dr. Colin Richards, who excavated Barnhouse, suggested this hearth may have been relocated from the settlement to Stenness as part of a ritual or symbolic act. While often called a stone circle, the layout is more accurately described as an ellipse. Was this intentional, or did the builders simply miss their mark? If deliberate, the ellipse would have been crafted using a simple yet ingenious geometric method, employing 2 anchored pegs and a 3rd peg to trace the shape. Alternatively, if the circle was the goal, they worked with a construction angle of 30 degrees to have achieved a 12-stone design. The Standing Stones of Stenness monument remains a testament to early human ingenuity, offering a window into the archaeoastronomy, geometry, and ritual aspirations of our Neolithic ancestors. They invite us to ponder the mysteries of the land, sea, and sky, and to marvel at the achievements of a society that ritualized the wind-torn landscapes of Orkney. I'm at the Ring of Brodgar on Loch Harry in Orkney. And while so many people focus on the ritualistic aspects of this site, they miss the hidden rope skills that lie between these stones. It's the 3rd largest standing stone circle in the British Isles, measuring 104 metres diameter. That would mean the radial lines were about 52 metres each. Because people pull ropes differently, some stronger than others, because knots swell and contract depending on the humidity of any given day, if you've ever tried pulling radial lines 60 times with the same piece of rope, you're going to get inaccuracies to way over 2 degrees. So to get less than 1 degree of accuracy, as we see in this monument, another method must have been adopted. Let me explain. But rather than pulling radial measures from a centre point, the builders created a stone on the circumference, bisected 6 degrees, located the next, bisected 6 degrees, and they defined a circumference measuring from one circumferential stone to the next. Using that method, you're making smaller measurements of about 10 metres to each stone, allowing you to get less than half degree of accuracy over the entirety of the system. And more remarkable than the 160 standing stones that stood here is this henge that's dug around the circle. You know, the circle has a 104 metre diameter, but the ditch here is 9 metres across by 3 metres deep and took infinitely more engineering and construction than the circle itself. But to understand what the circle was used for, we have to consider where it was built. It's located between a saltwater and a freshwater loch. It's not been positioned on a flat field, it's set at an angle. The Ring of Brodgar frames the three primary elements: the sky, the earth, and the water. What we have is a temple to the elements. It's a cry out that we can grow seed and domesticate animals. We control nature. We have mastered agriculture. We have become the gods we once worshipped. Between these stones are the lost vestiges and secrets of the Rope Age.